Good morning, Sinkers and Nevis, and welcome to the Edge here in ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM for Monday, February 26, 2024. I'm Devonne, Cornelius, and thank you so much for joining me on the program for today. We are also live via ZIZ TV, ZIZ's YouTube channel, and ZIZ's Facebook page. We'll open the phone lines later. And the numbers to call are 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. Those are the numbers you call when we open the phone lines later. Now, I am so excited to share with you, and I always like when young people in St. Kitts and Nevis are doing wonderful things and are making their family and, by extension, the country proud. So, the Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, recently appointed Jazara Claxton as Youth Board Member on the Violence as a Public Health Perspective Committee, and I'll just share with you some highlights of that short presentation that took place at the Prime Minister's office. So, in a brief but significant presentation, Prime Minister Dr. Drew appointed Miss Jazara Claxton, a professional cricketer and footballer, as the Youth Board Member on the Violence as a Public Health Perspective Committee. The meeting was attended by Minister of Sports Samuel Duggins and His Excellency Kenneth Douglas, Ambassador to the Ministry of Sports. Also present were Jazara Claxton's proud parents, Ika Francis and Frank Claxton. Jazara Claxton, a remarkable athlete, is renowned as a member of the Barbados Royals women and West Indies women under-19 cricket teams. She has also showcased her talents as a forward for Newtown United FC and the St. Kitts and Nevis women's national team, earning her the title of the most dedicated sports personality for 2023 in St. Kitts and Nevis. While extending the offer, Prime Minister Drew commended Jazara for her exceptional achievements at such a young age, recognizing her as an inspiration to the nation. He said, quote, "As a government and as a country, having young people like you who excel and are willing to contribute to the betterment of others, particularly our youth who may sometimes stray from the right path, is truly commendable. We encourage you to leverage your influence to champion the cause of youth empowerment in the Federation. This is precisely why we have invited you to join the Youth Board member, or the Youth Board as a member, where we address issues of violence within our communities and strive for the progress of our young people. We believe that your involvement will significantly enhance our efforts toward achieving our goals." Minister Duggins also extended words of congratulations to Jazara, acknowledging her dedication to sports and public service. The minister also reaffirmed the Ministry of Sports commitment to supporting Jazara throughout her athletic career. He highlighted that the ministry is currently in negotiations with the Sussex Cricket Club in the United Kingdom. He stated that negotiations are coming to a close, and one of the newest ventures they are considering is starting a professional women's cricket team. During the presentation, Ambassador Kenneth Douglas expressed words of inspiration to Jazara, encouraging her to continue to be a positive example to our nation's youth. In her new role, Jazara Claxton will serve as an advocate for the invaluable role of sports in promoting a healthy lifestyle and preventing violence, both physically and psychosocially, among young people. She will spearhead community outreach activities to raise awareness about the initiative and engage with youth in advocating the positive impacts of sports. Expressing gratitude for the opportunity, Jazara stated, quote, "I want to thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, for this opportunity. I also thank God for putting me in this position, and I pledge to do my best." That is Jazara Claxton on her appointment as a youth board member on the Violence as a Public Health Perspective Committee. It is 8 minutes past the 11 o'clock hour, and you're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne, Cornelius, and thank you so much for joining me on the program for today, Monday, February 26th, 2024. The phone lines will be open later, and again, the numbers to call are 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. Well, let me use this opportunity to congratulate Jazara on this remarkable achievement, on this appointment to this board, all in an effort in spearheading outreach activities to curb crime and violence and promoting a healthy lifestyle. Congratulations to you, Jazara Claxton, and your family on this wonderful achievement. We will take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue the program here on The Edge on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
From the heart of ZIZ Radio comes a political talk show like no other. The Edge, with host Devonne Cornelius giving you his take on the biggest stories happening in governance today. Got something to say? Let's hear it. Give us a call at 869-465-2555, Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. One solid hour of in-depth analysis of the machinery that makes our country tick. The Edge, cutting into the matters at hand.
Hello and welcome back to the program. You're listening to The Edge and ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I just shared with you that Jazara Claxton has been appointed as a youth board member on the Violence as a Public Health Issue Perspective Committee. Congratulations to her, and we are definitely looking forward to great things from you, Ms. Claxton, as you serve as a member of this committee as St. Kitts and Nevis continues to tackle the issue of crime and violence within our communities within our community. So again, congratulations to you, and we expect great things. Now, the Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Drew arrived in Guyana recently for the 46th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community, CARICOM. The St. Kitts and Nevis delegation includes the head of the civil service, Thelma Richards, permanent secretary in the Prime Minister's office, Naima Hazel, ambassador to OECS and CARICOM, His Excellency Larry Vaughan, press secretary Adelcia Connor Furlance, and senior foreign service officer Bijon Hazel, and they are there for the 46th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of CARICOM. The meeting, it says here that on the silence of that meeting, Prime Minister Drew and members of his delegation held dialogue with officials from the Partnership for Atlantic Cooperation. And according to the U.S. Department of State, the Partnership for Atlantic Cooperation helps to promote cooperation and interaction exclusively on science and technology science and technology and sustainable economic development among Atlantic states in a spirit of inclusivity, trust, mutual understanding, and respect. And so these discussions are being held with representatives from St. Kitts and Nevis, including Prime Minister Dr. Drew, on the Partnership for Atlantic Cooperation, and they are focusing exclusively on science and technology and sustainable economic development. And so we look forward to the return of Prime Minister Drew and his delegation. I think participating in these opportunities are really good. Some more updates coming from the 46th regular meeting. This was held under the chairmanship of Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, who is the president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. The conference deliberations addressed pressing issues paramount to the Caribbean region, including territorial threats, crime and violence, climate change, climate financing, regional food and nutrition security, free movement of community nationals, regional security, and the ongoing situation in Haiti. And other government representatives from across CARICOM and the OECS are participating in this, the 46th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government. I love that there is a focus on the situation in Haiti and regional security. Most of you, I'm pretty sure, have been following the situation in Haiti. Some disturbing news came to the public's attention a few days ago with regards to the wife of the assassinated President Jovenel Moise, where she was implicated in his assassination. And I had wanted to share a few updates on that with you later. But I've said, and I will continue to say, that the situation with regards to Haiti cannot just be in conversations. There has to be real action. And the people, not just of Haiti, but across the Caribbean region, must also feel the impact and feel that there is something happening and that there is this genuine interest in addressing the deteriorating security situation ongoing in Haiti. So apart from the discussions on Haiti, they looked at regional security, regional food and nutrition security, climate change, climate financing. Awesome, but we want to hear more coming out of this, and so I'll keep I'll be following this, and I'll be bringing the updates to you as they become available. It's 11:15 and you're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. We end the program at noon for the ZIZ midday newscast. I want to share with you some updates, or rather the situation with Martine Moise. As you know, she was recently implicated in the assassination of her husband, the former president of Haiti. So a judge in Haiti charged the widow of murdered President Jovenel Moise in connection with the assassination of the former leader on 7th July 2021. Martine Moise, who was injured in the attack in which her husband was killed, is one of dozens of people charged following a 2-year investigation. And according to a legal document leaked by a Haitian news site, she is accused of complicity and criminal association. Neither she nor her lawyer have so far commented on the specific charges. Ms. Moise has, however, used social media in recent days to denounce unjust arrests, and what she said was a never-ending persecution. It is not known where she currently lives. Haitian media have lamented the fact that while the lengthy legal document charges 51 people, it fails to identify who ordered and financed President Moise's assassination. The 53-year-old was shot dead on 7th July 2021 at his private residence on the outskirts of the capital Port-au-Prince by a group of mainly Colombian mercenaries. Let's take a break, and when we come back we'll head to the phone lines and we'll begin taking your calls at 465-2555. Stay tuned.
Get ready to ignite your Tuesday nights with a show that's as educational as it is entertaining. Welcome to Pleasure Pulse, your weekly guide to the world of sex education. Join Roma every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. exclusively on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. It's the perfect way to spice up your midweek routine and get answers to all your burning questions. Whether you're looking for relationship advice or curious about the art of intimacy, Roma's got you covered. Pleasure Pulse, every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. only on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. Don't miss out. Your sex education journey starts this Tuesday with Roma as your guide.
Join us every Wednesday for In Focus, a weekly talk show produced by the St. Kitts Nevis Information Service, where we provide exclusives with key persons within the government and discuss pertinent, relevant, and interesting matters that affect us all. Tune in every Wednesday, live on ZIZ Radio and streamed live on Facebook at SKNIS Media and ZIZ Online. In Focus, your government, your business.
Hello and welcome back to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius. Thank you so much for joining me on the program. And I'm sharing with you some updates on the 46th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of CARICOM, where Prime Minister Drew and other representatives from St. Kitts and Nevis are participating in that meeting. His Excellency Ambassador Larry Vaughan, who is the ambassador to the OECS, and the CARICOM is also participating in the session. Head of the Civil Service, Thelma Richard, Press Secretary Adelsia Connor Tholance. They are also a part of the delegation for the 46th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government, and Senior Foreign Service Officer Beyond Hazel. And as I mentioned, the meeting focuses on a number of issues, including the situation in Haiti, the issue of crime and violence, regional food security, climate change, climate financing, among other things. And some of the speakers at this event include, and let me just share the exact names of them. But some of the speakers at this event, firstly, is being held under the chairmanship of Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, and some of the speakers include the Prime Minister of Dominica, who is the outgoing chair, Roosevelt Skerrit, Dr. Carla Barnett, who is the Secretary General of the Caribbean Community, and special guest is President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, who is the 39th President of Brazil. And they will be focusing on a number of regional issues that I think our people should definitely pay attention to. Energy security, regional security, food and nutrition security, climate resilience, CSME, the Caribbean Single Market and Economy, the movement of CARICOM nationals, skilled CARICOM nationals. These are very, very important discussions. And as I get more information on this, I will be updating you about what has transpired at this meeting. We will begin taking your calls now at 465-2555 or 718-5772-916. We are on the topic of the meetings happening in Guyana, and we'll take our first call for this morning. Hello, caller. Good morning, and welcome to the program.
Yeah. Good morning, Devonne.
Good morning. How are you?
Okay, I'm good.
All right.
Friday, you did like TGIF. What are you going to say for today now? Today, the first day of work, you know.
Back to regular programming.
Okay. Yeah. Let me say, Janet, good morning. You like a uppercut this morning, girl. It's sweet. And no one up New Road, give me a call. Now, Janet, I may say Janet, no. Devon, I'm going with the crime. Now, if you have a banana tree in your yard planted, you can only get banana from the tree if the tree has a root. But if you do not have a root, then you cannot get no banana. The tree dead, throw it away. Same thing with a mango tree. You cannot get mango if the tree do not have a root. Now, the real traffic or the direction to kill crime, it doesn't matter who they appoint. They could appoint man, woman, boy, or girl, unless they ain't dig down and destroy the root of crime, he ain't gonna stop. That's number one. And the second thing to done with crime is a change of heart from God. And if that ain't happening, well then they got to look at the borders of entry in any country to stop crime.
But you know, caller, as you spoke about looking at the crime issue from the root,
yes.
We have a lot of programs going on here in St. Kitts and Nevis across the region that tackles the issue of crime and violence, beginning as early at the infant stage, where they're now going into the schools. They're not just talking with them, but they're doing a number of sessions with them to deter them from the life of delinquency and crime and violence.
Yeah, and then you know where the first shoot of the root started? In the home. When a mother bring a child into this world, they're supposed to be observant of that child 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. Because the Bible says foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, so we got to look out for them. When they make a bad move, call them back and let them know they're not supposed to go there. Otherwise, if we don't do that, that's where the root gonna spread out like threaded roots.
All right.
So thank you very much for that little thing there.
Yes, and thank you so much for your contribution to the program. You're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Good morning.
Devon, good morning. This is Carlton.
Yes, welcome to the program. Good morning.
2 weeks ago, I called in pertaining to a problem at the stadium.
Yes.
I would like somebody to look into it serious for me. I'll tell you why. I am still seeing people opening the stadium and training, and they own them, close up and go. However, no work at all is being done at the stadium, and I want to tell the people in authority, if they want me to pay, they can come to me for the money. We can pay somebody from 6 to 7:30 to open the stadium for us. Somebody leave the stadium open last night, and if you see me in there training with the elderly people this morning, so they asked me why the stadium don't close. The problem I have with the closing of the stadium that we can train is that no work is being done to the track. I want people to get me clear, because it's very easy for people in St. Kitts not to study what I'm saying, but study me. Since no work is being done on the track itself, I want somebody put something in place where I could go there 6 o'clock in the morning to 7 and do 16 laps around the track, because that is what keep me healthy. But I don't want to run on the road. And when I run on the road, my ankle and my knees are hurting me. When I run on the stadium, I don't get pain. So I am not saying this in ignorance. I want people who are in charge of the stadium to understand and take us into consideration, please, that since no work is being done on the track and work is done on the main building, give us the stadium to run on in the morning for 1 hour between 6 and 7. That is not anything hard to request. And if they can find somebody for me to pay to open the stadium at 6 to 7, I will do it myself if they give me a key. I'll just explain to everybody who come in that the stadium is open for us from 6 to 7, and I close in it from 7 o'clock because they don't want everybody driving up and down in here. I keep wondering why we treat our people like this. Next thing, you spoke something about Larry Vaughan a while ago, say he gone with the Prime Minister, right?
Yes, for the CARICOM meeting in Guyana.
Well, you know, one of the things that hurt me when it comes to Larry Vaughan, in my humble estimation, is one of the most talented individuals in this country. But yet, Larry Vaughan, from what I heard, the knowledge I have of him, if some people don't like Larry Vaughan, he can't meet his true potential in this country. So the government changed, so Larry Vaughan is doing something that he can do good. That is one of the things I want us to look at in this country. I want us to look away from the person, the individual, and I want us to treat our people with respect. Last thing before I go. Culture says something this morning that is very important. We don't always be on the same terms. But what she taught me, that if you want to be a good human being, you have to respect differing views.
Yes.
So that is one of the things that is getting better of me now. I'm growing older. To learn to listen to people the same way I will want to listen to them. Jeremiah 10:23 is what I want people to pay attention to. You see, like how you're talking about crime? Culture says something this morning that make me feel very good. You see, the Bible says, to earthly man, his way does not belong. It does not belong to man who is walking even to direct his steps. So none of our steps could be directed if we're leaving out God. We don't have to be religious or going to a special church to know that. We need the direction of God in our life if we are going to make good decisions. I will continue listening to the program. And please, Devonne, please, anybody got anybody who got a number in charge of the stadium, call me 6610037. Let me ask the person for a key. I can't do without training, and the elderly people want to train on the track for 1 hour. Have a good day.
You too, Colin. Thank you so much for your participation and contribution to the discussion. The phone lines are open and we are taking your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. I remember when Mr. Devonne shared that a few weeks ago for real about not being able to access the stadium for exercising purposes. I honestly thought that it had been rectified as I did not hear anything since. But thank you for coming back to share this with the general public. And I will see if I could reach out. I will reach out to somebody to see if they can have this rectified. You are making a very fair point that if work is being done on the stadium and not on the track, then being given access for just an hour, or if they say half an hour, whatever the case is, I don't see the issue there. It is 11:31 and we're taking your phone calls at 465-2555. If you're just tuning in, I shared with the listenership earlier that Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, and a St. Kitts Nevis delegation is currently in Guyana participating in the 46th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of CARICOM, and this meeting will focus on regional security, energy security, food and nutrition security, climate resilience, and the movement of skilled nationals across the region. Let's head back to the phone lines. We'll take this call.
Yes, Devon. Good morning.
Good morning.
What Mr. Devonne is saying, and it's so loudly clear. If you're walking in the building, nothing happened on the track that people can use. The track is just there. The police are speaking that people walking on the road, it is a very dangerous thing. So if people want to go by the track and do the exercise, I think that whoever in charge, they should quickly facilitate that. You know, and the next thing I would like to know, from what age they count as elderly, that they look up to elderly. Devonne, I raised 5 kids by myself with the help of my sisters. And Devonne, I make sure I deal with the situation straight up. I never been to the court. I never been go to the school. The school never called me, say that they're misbehaving. And Devonne, today I can look up and say, thank God for the strength of a lady by the name of Miss Adams, Linda Adams, and others that was there for me, who assist me, and Miss Carly Morton. Those people, when they talk to me about my children, I deal with the situation there and then. And problems start from in the home. Parents know what the children are capable of doing, and parents cover up and put the neck under guillotine and say, not my child. And you cannot tell them, oh, your child do this. They'll say, oh, no, wash your mouth on my child. My child is worse. And that is the problem is. And then the law is so pacific to say, oh, she has sympathy. You deal with the parents. If you child got 5 years, you give parents 6 years. Because the parents itself are who create that. You understand me, Devonne?
Right.
And then you will find things straight now. And even some of the penalty with them are charged with guns and all that kind of things. It's too easy. When you want to charge a man 3 years who have a gun, you tell him, when you're done, you come back out the boy to my gun. If you dig down deep within, make play with him, you give me the information where you buy the gun, where you get the bullets, I will work something out with you. You give them 1 year to each bullet. 10 years a gun, 5 years with gun, and you get 1 year of each bullet you are mixture with. You'll find things to straighten up. We make somebody a chance.
All right, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution to the program, making a very solid point there. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Good morning. Okay, we lost that caller. Please, guys, when you call, you have to turn off your device, whether it be your TV or radio. We're getting too much feedback, and I can't hear you, and you may not be able to hear me. The caller made a very important point there. You know, the ignorance of some parents and guardians. And that ignorance is encouraging children to be delinquent. And so on one hand, you have police, community groups and organizations, government doing their very best to have these programs targeted at at-risk youth to rehabilitate them. But on the other hand, you have ignorant parents who would put their head on a block and say, not my child, when they know for a fact that the child bad and he well bad. And I'm being frank here. So, you know, I think that is where the divide is, where from a community level in terms of the groups and organizations, programs from the police, programs from the government, they're there, they exist. And they are reaching out to at-risk youth to participate. But on a different hand, the parents are not cooperating. Some parents, let me say that. Let's head back to the phone lines. We'll take some more calls. Okay, we lost that one. Okay. It is 11:36. You're listening to The Edge in ZIZ Radio. We'll take this call. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning. A pleasant morning to you and a blessed work week.
Same to you. Thank you.
I have a problem. The problem that I have is our laws. Devonne, listen to me clearly, and all who is listening to the sound of my voice. I grew up in St. Kitts. 99% of us grew up in St. Kitts. And when we were growing up as children, there were laws put in place for children behavior that had consequences to the parents. We couldn't go to the movies. We were allowed to go to the movies only on Sundays when there were matinees. We couldn't have been found during the course of the week in the movies because you'll be sitting down in Apollo Cinema, sorry. And the lights will suddenly go on in the middle of the show. And what do you think happening? principal, police officer, coming down the aisle, picking children out of there, carrying them not home to the parents, to the police station where parents then had to come to get their children. We grew up with that. You know the saying that there is a village, it takes a village to rear a child?
Yes.
And you keep hearing the story all the time that it doesn't happen anymore because every one of us have the own intake on how to rear our children. We don't want nobody to intervene, even though we know they're doing wrong. I am totally upset over the way that I'm seeing my country is going every day. It makes my heart bleed. It's not only Kititians who is doing these things. It's not only individuals who is doing these things. It's persons who have come to St. Kitts, migrate to St. Kitts and is living there. How did that come about? Because we don't uphold the laws. Because there's so much friendship in trading. Because there's so much time to be friends. No one keep the laws in check. Everybody today do as they want, do as they please, and then when the consequences come, then you hear another backlash and another situation, another story. Recently, we had a situation with a minister of government who insulted, who disrespected a police officers who wear the crown on their sleeves by ratting them up. Now the way that gentleman behave, you and I couldn't behave like that to a police officer. We'll have been thrown in jail. We'll have to face the consequences. We'll have to pay the fines. But then when I hear this case was tried, and I hear the penalty of the total that was paid, it was a joke. It was a joke. Our laws are not being upheld. We let things slide and slip too much. We do things because it's friends. We do things because I know Devonne parents, and I don't want to touch this, and I don't want to touch that. We need to enforce the laws that is written. We need to bring back St. Kitts to some kind of foundation where people are held responsible for the things that they do, and the consequences must fit the crime. You have to pay. This is why we got so much young people out of order. The parents, them don't care. Number one, parents, is children wearing parents, as the old people will say. But then there's so much breakdown in the family. There's so much no communication in the family that nobody listens. The mother is saying one thing, the father is saying something. There's just mothers alone who rear children. Fathers are nowhere to be found. Grandparents don't interact no more because the grandparents and the daughters or the sons are almost the same age in the sense of not age in bracket, but it's still young. And the grandparents are saying today, nobody pick me, gonna kill me. That's what they're saying. And that's why you got so much problems, Devonne. When you look at the way life is, when you look at what I'm seeing happening in my country, it is a fact that in the future we are going to have, a percentage of how many young men? Somebody said statistically the other day that there's more females born than males every year. But you're seeing them, we're losing them young. When we're not losing them to put them in the burial ground, we are losing them going to prison. There's no life in prison for young people. There's no life in prison for nobody. But if you commit the crime, you have to do the time. And I understand all that. Right. But our laws is the problem. We need to enforce those laws. Go ahead, Devonne.
All right. Well, I wanted to make way for other callers. And thank you for your contribution.
Good morning, Devonne.
Thank you. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. You hear me, Devonne?
Yes, I'm hearing you clearly.
Yes, first I want to thank God for life. Thank God for the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis. Now, Devonne, a lot of these problems where we got with these young people is the parents are because of the cause. Some grandparents and some of the parents them who bring those children out of the womb. Devonne, let me tell you something. Just imagine, I know a good friend of mine. She got 7 grandchildren, and none of us any 7 grandchildren them attack. You understand? Tell me what? None of them attack to her. Because no good upbringing, and no good talk to them. You don't want to tell me that, you as a parent going to get 7, 6 grandchildren, and not one of them talk to you because of the grandmother attitude or whatever they got. And this is what we got to face. I want to commend all those mothers and these grandmothers who have raised the children, them, you know. Because Devon is a cause, because some of these young people who get in children, they don't even know the upcoming and the uplifting of bringing up a child in the way it's supposed to come. You know, they got to get a child because they want a child. And it's reality, and we got to face all these things.
Right.
And no government or nobody could stop them from the child.
All right, caller, we do have to take some more calls, so thank you so much for your contribution. We have another caller? We do. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the program.
I just come with a little 5 cents here. I don't know if anyone will understand, but I think most of the things that's going on now, it started from the parents. They get in the school and say nobody must hit the child. Look out where it start from the egg. The end of the egg start to crack. The children them don't know how to talk to the parents. They go to school, they want to talk to the teachers alike. They go home and they tell the parents what they want, and that's not the incident that occur. So nobody to go to because the law don't pass, don't hit my child. I am a grandparent, and I told my granddaughter, you already learned? Teach the children. Who don't want to learn, to hell with them. Don't hit anybody, child. That's my English, baby.
All right, Colin.
Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution. Before we take a break, I wanted to share that I was reading, I came across an article from the Dominica News Online that says that parents in Antigua could be charged for their children's crimes in future. It says that laws will be changed in neighboring Antigua and Barbuda to hold parents accountable for the criminal behavior of their children. These parents could also be charged for their crimes or for their children's crimes. The Gaston Brown-led administration made the announcement last Thursday, which represents a significant policy shift less than a year after the government initially deemed such a move unfair. The decision comes after a recent court ruling in the United States where Jennifer Crumbley was held accountable for her son Ethan Crumbley's actions. Ethan, who was 15 at the time, committed a mass shooting at Oxford High School in Michigan in 2021, resulting in the death of 4 students and injuries to 7 others. He is now serving a life sentence. James Crumbley, Ethan's father, is currently on trial for allegedly purchasing the gun and ammunition used in the shooting. It is 11:45. We'll take a break here on The Edge. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Jeff, you leaving already, boss? You sure you could drive after them drinks?
Yeah, I could handle it, You're not too far from here. I'm going to take my time.
Oh my God! Jeff, you're gone! I told you not to drink and drive!
The problem with drinking and driving is the morning after. Drink responsibly.
This message was brought to you by the St. Kitts Nevis National Council on Drug Abuse Prevention in collaboration with SKIS.
Hello and welcome back to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm your host Devonne and Cornelius. We are taking your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. If you're just tuning in, I was sharing with the listeners earlier that the Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, is in Guyana participating in the 46th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of CARICOM, and the focus at the meeting will be regional security, crime and violence, climate resilience, such as climate change and climate financing, among other issues, food security, food and nutrition security, among other areas. And also accompanying the Prime Minister is the ambassador to CARICOM in the OECS, His Excellency Larry Vaughan, Senior Foreign Service Officer Bijon Hazel, Press Secretary Adelsia Connor Furlance, and Head of the Civil Service Thelma Richards. It is 11:47. You're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius. We'll see if we can take a few more calls before we wrap up the conversation for today. 490 open. We want to hear from you. Call us at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. Do we have a caller? Hello, caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Hey, Devon.
Yes.
Yeah, real quick. In the days when Sinkers used to harvest sugar cane, you had more weapon on every estate in Sinkers, which we call machete. And when those workers got any dispute with each other, nobody chop up nobody with a machete. They argue and they give word and that's it. But now today the sugar factory ain't making a gun. But we got more gun in here than Jew people them. And you can tell me all the years they're finding this gun and that gun and that gun and they can't say exactly where they're coming from. They're supposed to make who they catch with it talk and go right down where the gun was imported. Otherwise, they ain't doing nothing. Let somebody else come in. Thank you, Devon.
I think an issue that we're facing in the region as it relates to crime is witnesses complying with law enforcement, because most of these incidents take place within small communities, rural areas, closely connected areas, very, very small areas. And we are aware of what takes place, but nobody is, let me say, willing to come forward to say, hey, this is what I've seen, this is what has happened, because of the issue of confidentiality. So we can implement all of these programs to combat crime and violence. We can tackle it in the schools, we can tackle it at all levels. But if we don't tighten up our confidentiality, and I shouldn't even say tighten up confidentiality, because if it's not tight, then it's not confidentiality. But if we don't take confidentiality serious, then we are not serious about fighting crime and the violence here in St. Kitts and Nevis. With 10 minutes left, I usually at around this time give a few more callers to get in at 465-2555. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Devon, good morning. Devon, the line on Tiga is very clear. If a child up to the age of 17 and 11 months commit an offense, the law will hold the parents along with the child. The child will then pay the punishment for the crime, and according to it, they can prove that the parents neglect of chastising the child.
Okay.
She or he will bear the penalty. 18 years and upwards, the person stand alone. We need to bring something like that back here. As the lady said years ago, when we used to go, we had the matinee. When we go to matinee, we used to get this. When you find yourself in a movie, police come in there and get you out. And everything changed now. Culture is all right. The whole thing changed. We got to go back to the old time system. And the thing about it, we talk about children getting children. Children been getting children from since creation. Some people married when they're 18 and got 9, 10 children years ago. But discipline was the order of the day. Check back and see. A lady at 55 years old and she have 9 children. When she start? She started at 50?
All right, Colin, thank you.
Anyhow, take care, Donald. Devon.
Thank you so much for the contribution. Well, as I said, Donald, my father's name is Donald. Thank you, Colin, for your contribution to the program. Do we have any more callers? Yes, we do. Hello, Colin, you're on the air.
Yeah, Devon, yeah. Devon, one of the problems, too, is confidentiality with the police, them. Because that's why you see these things going on. Because anybody say anything, they life in the, and they go talk, their life in danger. That's one the problem to the, because nobody could go out and say nothing. Confidentiality with people and confidentiality with the security forces them too. That is one of the big problem too. We got to face. Okay then.
All right, Colin, thank you for your contribution. Thank you guys so much for joining me on today's edition of The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I appreciate your calls and your contribution to the program. Mr. DuPont, I hope that you get this issue sorted as it relates to access to the stadium to exercise yourself and other elderly people. You were listening to The Edge on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM for Monday, February 26, 2024. Just a quick recap of what we discussed. With the meeting happening in Guyana, the focus is on a number of things, including regional security, and we were able to bring it home to speak more to what is happening here in St. Kitts and Nevis. And I touched on the fact that there are a number of programs being offered by community groups and organizations, the police and the government, to combat the issue of crime and violence. And professional cricketer and footballer Jazara Claxton has been appointed to as a youth board member on the public health issue, or the violence as a public health issue committee. Congratulations to her on her appointment, and her task is to lead community outreach activities focusing on living a healthy lifestyle and how you can incorporate sports into fighting crime and violence here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Until next time, you guys, stay safe. Don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. Please take your time on the road. You have a good one. Bye-bye.
From the heart of ZIZ Radio comes a political talk show.